Hello, welcome to the session on Design of Machine Elements 1. In the previous session, we have seen the classification of common engineering materials. Now let us see the ferrous metal in detail. The ferrous metal, the iron will be the major constituent, and the classifications are cast iron, wrought iron and steel. Cast iron is an alloy of iron, carbon and silicon. Carbon content varies from 1.17% to 3%, and the carbon exists in the form of free carbon or iron carbide, that is Fe3C. And this is hard and brittle. And these are the variety of cast iron we have. That is, we have grey cast iron, white cast iron, malleable cast iron, spheroidal or nodular graphite cast iron, and austenitic cast iron. So let us see this. The first one is grey cast iron. Here the carbon is in the form of graphite. The graphite is an excellent solid lubricant, and therefore it makes it easily machinable, but it is brittle in nature. Now this is inexpensive and it has got high compressive strength, and it is designated as FG20, FG35 or FG35SI15. Here the number indicates the ultimate tensile strength in megapascal. That is, 35 indicates the ultimate tensile strength in megapascal, and 15 indicates the percentage, that is 0.15% of silicon present in the cast iron. Now we have this white cast iron. Here the carbon is in the form of iron carbide and it is hard and brittle. The presence of iron carbide increases hardness and makes it difficult to machine, but these are abrasion resistant material. Now we have this malleable cast iron, and these are actually white cast iron rendered malleable by annealing, and these are tougher than grey cast iron and can be twisted or bent without fracture. And this material possesses excellent machining properties and are inexpensive. Depending upon the processing method, they are designated as black hard or white hard. That is, black hard means BM32 or BM30. White hard it is WM42 or WM35. Now we have this spheroidal or nodular cast iron. Here the graphite is in the form of spheres or nodules, and the designation it is SG50/7 or SG80/2. They have high tensile strength and good elongation properties. Here the first number indicates the tensile strength in megapascal, and the second number indicates the percentage elongation. Now we have this austenitic cast iron. Depending on the form of graphite present in this, these are classified as austenitic flake graphite iron or austenitic spheroidal or nodular graphite iron, and these are the designations. This contains small amount of silicon, manganese, sulfur and phosphorus. They may be produced by adding alloying elements such as nickel, chromium, molybdenum, copper and manganese in sufficient quantities, and these elements give more strength and improved properties. And these are used for making automobile parts such as cylinder, piston rings brake drum. Then we have this abrasion resistant cast iron, and these are alloys of cast iron. Here this is the designation. The number indicates the tensile strength in kilogram per millimeter square, and here it means 4% of nickel and 2% of chromium. Now we have this wrought iron. These are very pure iron. Here we can see the iron content is around 99.5%, and it is produced by remelting pig iron. It can be easily forged or welded. It cannot take shock loads. Now here it consists of silicon, sulfur, phosphorus, and it's tough, malleable, ductile, and these are used to make chains, crane, hooks, railway couplings, etc. Now we have the steel. This is the most important engineering material and is available in wide variety to match the engineering requirements. Steel is an alloy of iron and carbon, and the carbon content, it is less than 1.7%. And here the carbon exists in the form of iron carbide, and it imparts hardness and the strength. These are the two types of steel: plain carbon steel and alloy steel. In plain carbon steel, we have 0.5 to 1%, such as 0.5% of silicon or 1% of manganese, etc. Now there is a large variety of plain carbon steel, and they are designated as C01, C14, C45, C70. Now depending upon the percentage of the carbon content, these are again classified as dead mild steel, low carbon steel or mild steel, medium carbon steel and high carbon steel. We can see that dead mild steel consists up to 0.15% of carbon. Here this low carbon contains 0.15 to 0.46% of carbon, and medium carbon steel consists 0.45 to 0.8% of carbon, and high carbon steel it is 0.8 to 1.5% of carbon. Now we have this alloy steel. In this, elements other than carbon is added in sufficient quantities to impart the desired properties such as wear resistance, corrosion resistance, electric and magnetic properties. The alloying elements added are nickel, chromium, vanadium, manganese, silicon, cobalt, molybdenum, etc. Now, nickel is added for getting strength and toughness. Chromium is added for getting hardness and strength. Then tungsten for hardness at elevated temperature. Vanadium for tensile strength. Manganese for high strength in hot rolled and heat treated condition. These are some of the designated alloy steels. Now we'll see here one more thing is here. It is silicon. Silicon is added for high elastic limit, and cobalt is for hardness, and molybdenum for extra tensile strength. And stainless steel is one such alloy that gives good corrosion resistance, and these are some of the designated alloy steels. Now we will see the specification. A number of systems are used for grading the steel, but the commonly used one it is the American system. It is SAE, that is Society of Automobile Engineers, or the AISI, that is American Iron and Steel Industry System. In SAE, if we write it as SAE 1020, that indicates 0.2% of carbon and 13% of tungsten in this element. Now here, the first digit indicates the chief alloying material, and digit 1 stands for carbon, 2 stands for nickel, digit 3 stands for nickel or chromium, then 4 stands for molybdenum, and 7 stands for tungsten. And here SAE 71360, it means alloy steel with 0.6% of carbon and the percentage of main alloying material, that is tungsten, and that is equal to 13%. Now we have another system for grading the steel, that is a British system, and here it is designated by this letter EN followed by number, that is 1 to up to 20, etc. Here EN4 is equivalent to C25 steel, EN6 is equivalent to C30 steel, and so on. So now in this session we have seen the ferrous metals and the specification used for designating steel. Thank you.